So before we actually begin, we would like to show a short video first.
Saya umur 13, ibu saya hantar ke kedai dia lah. Ibu kata, ibu anak perempuan 5 orang memang susah. Kalau you kerja kita boleh dapat, kesusahan boleh kurang sikit. Dah beberapa tahun sudah, saya pun 15-16 tahun lah. Saya teruskan kerja dengan mereka. Bekas suami satu hari, dia bagi saya minum Coca-Cola dia paksakan saya lah. Sebab saya kenalkan dia dah sudah 2-3 tahun, bagi macam orang baik lah. Dia tak pernah, saya pun tak pernah dengar dia jahat ke apa-apa, saya tak pernah dengar. Bila dia bagi saya pun terus minum saja. Lepas tu, bila saya sedar, saya dapat tahu saya sudah dirogokan oleh bekas suami saya.
Anak saya tu nak kata budaknya itulah sikit dari sekolah tu, dari pergaulan tu tak dapat kadang nak dikawal kan. Jadi masa habis SPM tu dia dah berkawan dengan Jamal lah. Jadi selalu ikut Jamal ni pergi berniaga. Jamal ni berniaga dekat Coket dulu.
孩子还没有出生的时候呢，就是蛮疼我的，也看不出他是一个很暴力性的一个男人。所以我就是认为我是应该是认定这婚姻是完美的。
Kita pergi report dengan Persatuan Tamil. Bila pergi report sana, saya punya cikgu-cikgu datang dari Persatuan Tamil. Mereka suruh kahwinkan ataupun register dulu. Sebab you sudah rogo dia, nanti dia tak boleh dikahwinkan. You suka, betul-betul suka, baru you rogo dia kan. Bila sudah kahwin dengan dia, sudah start. Dia kata dia kahwin kerana saya untuk dendam. Sebab saya pergi report dengan Persatuan Tamil lah, inilah.
Kami memang tak berapa sukalah dia berkahwin dengan Jamal tu. Tapi bila Jamal kata dia nak bertanggungjawab dengan apa yang dia dah buat, kami ikutlah. Mungkin dengan harapan bila dia dah kahwin, setengah orang dia akan berubah. Dia akan berubah bila dia ada anak, dia akan berubah. Tapi lepas dia bersalin anak yang pertama memang. Anak yang pertama lah, dia mula memukul adik saya.
当初头脚处处是没什么，只是一两把没关系，但最后越来越恐怖，就是拿东西丢。
It's hard to believe that someone you love would end up hurting you the most. But this is the reality for victims of domestic violence. According to the World Health Organization, intimate partner violence is a worldwide epidemic that affects 30% of women. In Malaysia, it is estimated that 9 of every 100 households will have a woman who has experienced domestic violence. It is not easy for women to accept that they have stumbled into an abusive relationship, but the hardest part is to break away from it. These women have suffered in silence for many years. They've had enough and have decided to speak up.
他对我是太过暴力，就是有打咯、黑青哦，而且有内伤哦。 然后不只是我，还有跟连买孩子都一起咯。打到你晕了过后，又叫醒你啦，又那一个方面，时不时一个礼拜有2-3次啦，令到我觉得很恐怖、很怕，然后令到我觉得不应该有这样的忍让下去。
Memang dia kalau tarik lidah tu pegang kepala, dia akan bawa lilin tok ke dinding. Lepas itu dia akan pijak-pijak, dia akan pukul dengan topi seledar. Apa saja yang dapat dah pada dia.
Keadaan ni berlaku berulang kali. Bila Ida kena pukul, dia balik rumah mak. Lepas tu Jamal pujuk, dia akan balik ke ikut suami dia. Dia memang pandai pujuk.
Bapa mertua saya turun dari tangga, dia pakai panties. Depan anak-anak saya. Dia pakai panties, dia nak cium saya punya mulut lah, dia nak rogo masa tu. Saya tak benarkan. Bila saya tak benarkan, saya punya mak mertua, bapa mertua, bekas suami, tiga orang pun hantam saya, tendang. Lepas tu dia buang saya punya tangan dengan kaki dekat bawah tangga. Saya kena semen lah. Saya punya badan semua berdarah.
Pergi dalam dulu, dah ambil surat polis semua, kan pergi, dia suruh kan pergi hospital. Kan pergi buat emergency di hospital. Nurse tu cakap, dia dah X-ray kepala lidah, dia cakap lidah ni kepala dia dah bergegar. Mungkin sekali lagi dia kena, kata tak mati pun dia akan jadi gila, kata dia pula. Makcik yang tahu kalau dah teruk bawa pergi boleh buat sumpah pergi hospital tu je lah. Tunggu apa yang boleh kata, nanti kami akan susul. Sampai boleh last boleh mungkin Jalil kita orang buat report tu, lidah satu report, makcik satu report tu. Dia kata kita kalau Jamal datang bagi tahu dia, sementara nak bagi tahu pun Jamal pun dah cabut. Macam kata pula.
Yalah, bila polis sampai dia kata kita orang minta dia tangkap Jamal, dia kata tak boleh luar kawasan.
Pasal boleh
Luar
jadi
kawasan.
luar kawasan. Padahal Jamal datang lawan kawasan kami kan.
Suruh petaling tangkap. Dia cakap kami dah penat. Sana tolak, sini tolak, sana tolak.
Dah macam bola.
去了警察局的时候，就是跟他讲我要现在来跟我报警，说是我现在我被先生打，然后他就讲好啊，现在你是哪里伤，需要去验伤，还有多少个人？我说还有2个孩子，那么他就说好啊你带埋孩子去。然后这个资料我拿给你，就是他已经开了那个单，去到医院，只是说拿这个去就方便上去验伤了。然后医院那方面就是比较快，让我拿到这个东西说警方要的，这是警方给我的一个就是 report 就是这个报告。说要见到医生来看伤过后就马上讲，像我一去呢是不到半个钟头就已经出来了。
Saya punya satu mata tak boleh buka, tutup penuh. Satu mata saja boleh nampak muka semua, bibir saya semua keluar darah, ada luka, leher semua ada kena kuku.
In 1994, Malaysia passed the Domestic Violence Act. In fact, Malaysia was the first country in the Asia-Pacific region to pass a specific law on domestic violence. The passing of the Domestic Violence Act, or the DVA, recognizes domestic violence as an issue of public concern. The DVA guarantees remedies such as protection orders and further spells out the responsibilities of protection officers. But how effective are they in reality?
IP itu macam bagi saya lah, mahkamah boleh ambil tindakan atas bekas suami kalau dia ganas dengan isteri ke anak-anak ke macam tu. Tapi memang saya tahu benar, tapi saya sudah dapat 2 kali pun polis tak pernah ambil tindakan. Ada IPO pun tak guna bagi saya. Saya tak boleh tinggal satu tempat sebab bekas suami dia hantam saya depan orang pun ada, hantar hospital sampai ke cedera pun saya ada.
Yang makcik dengan kami dengan Umi pun ada juga nak buat IPO, pergi dekat Blackmail remeh.
Tapi tak boleh.
Tak boleh katanya selagi makcik tak kena pukul.
Selagi tak dicederakan, kita tak boleh buat IPO.
Makcik kata kalau kau itu tunggu makcik mati dah senang. Kalau dia dah pukul, tu sebab dia dah pukul sampai mati dah tu.
我刚好出来这个警察局，我也不晓得他会在我后面旁边等了，因为我看到他，我太怕了，我马上上车，孩子也吓到，然后就一路开车，就遇到了这些有一个小村那边，就是我们的车直接驾去小村那边，然后去求救，去找人求救。 刚好那一方面的那些小村的那些村民都跑出来，一个呢是打电话给警察叫警察来，然后一个就交代我就开了那个 website 给我看，就叫我说这个是 WAO 的电话，你必须要收下来。然后他刚好那个警察来到问我有报警了吗？我说有，那么好，我帮你脱离难关。 就是太挣扎的那个时刻，就跟着警察去了这个巴雷波利萨，去到那边，刚好就是他，因为我们录了口供，他还没有，就把他留下来，我就直接走。
Anak-anak semua saya bermain depan halaman rumah. Ada 2 lelaki yang sama, dia bawa kereta Keliza sama juga. Dia tangkap gambar lah. Macam dia sudah cam rumah saya. Bekas suami sudah cari saya di sini lagi lah. Saya berlari mana-mana pun itu bekas suami tak benarkan saya tinggal mana-mana tempat pun. Lepas tu saya tak boleh diam saja. Saya punya badan semua sudah bergetar. Nak buat apa pun saya pun tak tahu. Saya pun tak boleh sabar. Saya terus jalan kaki pergi report dekat balai polis. Beritahu macam-macam ini. Kalau apa-apa jadi pada saya ke atau anak ke, itu adalah bekas suami sahaja. Bila saya rujak saya punya polis report semua, saya dapat tahu saya telah buat 23 polis report. Sampai sekarang pun tak pernah ambil tindakan. And then all the report semua pun sudah ditutupkan.
Lebih kurang kat 10 jugalah. 8 ke 10 macam tu lah.
Yang buang-buang juga pun ada lah.
Yang ada dekat simpanan saya lah. Yang saya tak ada, saya tak tahulah kan. Cuma cakap keganasan rumah tangga lah.
Keganasan rumah tangga lah.
到这里的时候就听到说是一个 IPO， 我说哦是哦，警察有讲你要来拿我的资料，然后我们会去那个什么个八戒案，去拿你的 IPO。我是早上去拿了这个 report， 然后呢回来这个回来 WAO 跟杰西一起去个八戒案。去见那 office 的人来 interview 说要拿 IPO，and then 他就隔天就带我去阿嘎玛那边呢去见律师，还有那些拿资料拿那个 statement， 过后我就有了我的 IPO。正当我有遇到困难的时候，拿出来真的是很有效，因为我出来外面做工，他跟踪我。在那跟踪我的时候，我怕到不知道该怎么办，车子又不知道要往哪儿走，一想到有在警察局，就跑去警察局拿着 IPO 跟他说我有保护权哦，他跟踪我啊。那么那个警察就讲，如果你再看到他跟踪你，我们就开始 take action， 就在行动去抓他了。那时候我拿到我用到了，我很开心。
Protection orders are crucial as they send out these strong messages. You must stop your violent behavior. You will be arrested if you violate this court order, and most importantly, assures a woman that she will now be protected. If effectively enforced, they prevent violence and ensure the safety of the victim and even her children. However, if protection orders are not issued nor enforced, the consequences could be fatal.
10 hari bulan Januari, saya lepas kerja. Saya 5 hari tu pukul 10.02 cepat-cepat saya turun ke parking menunggu untuk one Malay girl lah. Dia nak tumpang saya. Dua-dua pun dah sampai ke parking. Lepas tu saya ada bayang macam ada angin ke belakang saya macam kena lah. Saya tiba-tiba nak pusing. 2 lelaki India, satu dah turun dari motor terus ambil, saya ingat dia pukul dengan kayu. Dia terus hantam saya saja. Lepas tu saya tak dapat berdiri situlah. Tapi bila saya lari ke security guard, pekerja lain turun dari tangga tu kan, dia ternampak mereka jerit. Mereka kata, Krishna, you kehilangan jari. Baru saya pandang saya punya full body lah. Baru saya sedar saya hilang jari. Dekat face saya ada kena luka kaki. Lepas tu saya sudah lari ke tempat security guard, duduk di situ terus pengsan. Bila saya buka mata, ada orang bangunkan saya lah. Bila dia orang bangunkan saya ternampak ada polis, ada ramai orang berdiri. Lepas tu ada orang awam hantar ke hospital. Bila sampai situ saya tak boleh tahan saya punya kesakitan saya. Saya suruh doktor bunuh saya tak boleh hidup.
Ada 3 biji motor, 5 orang lelaki. 5 orang lelaki termasuk Jamal lah. Masuk Jamal, blok kereta mereka. Dan Akmal cakap, jangan berhenti, jangan tarik you punya lock kereta. Sarah tarik. Lepas tu Jamal masuklah. Orang turun, Akmal turun. Akmal tak nak turun, tapi dia orang paksa. Akmal kata masa dalam kereta tu lagi arwah dah kena pukul. Bertubi-tubi lah. Masa saya dapat call pukul 1 lebih, yang kita 1 lebih, saya telefon mak saya cakap mak siap, kita kena pergi hospital sebab adik Jamal yang call. Adik lelaki dia call kata Kak Ida dekat hospital. Cakap kenapa? Akak datanglah, doktor nak jumpa waris, kami tak boleh tengok dia. Saya bawa pergi jumpa doktor. Tunggu. Doktor pun bagi tahu kata masa dia sampai pun nyawa dah tak ada. Dia kata kami cuba untuk selamatkan tapi memang dia dah tak ada. Diorang cakap kami tak pernah tengok kecederaan yang macam ni pada seorang perempuan. Kalau lelaki kami boleh terima, kalau perempuan kami tak pernah tengok kecederaan yang macam ni.
Oh, yang buat postmortem kan?
Hancur, dalam dia semua hancur. Organ-organ dalaman dia hancur. You imagine macam mana dia?
These are the stories of women who have broken the silence of domestic violence. These are not isolated cases. There are many untold stories. All of them share one thing in common: they decided to act, but they cannot do it alone. The police, the welfare department, the court, and the community must lend them support to provide consistent and timely intervention. Only when all agencies are working together can we truly break the cycle of violence.
Lepas kejadian yang jadi ni, saya minta pihak polis, pihak kerajaan ke siapa pihak berkuasa lah, tolonglah ambil tindakan. Cakap kalau ada orang report, kalau tak mangsa yang report, kalau ahli keluarga yang report pun terimalah, ambil lah tindakan, siasatlah. Janganlah biar banyak nyawa wanita, kanak-kanak yang tak berdosa melayang lagi sebab keganasan rumah tangga.
Bagi saya nak hidup dengan saya punya anak, menghilangkan ketakutan sahaja, itu saja saya pun sangat penting kan. Saya takut apa nanti saya kehilangan anak ke ataupun kehilangan saya ke. Ini dua-dua pun saya tak boleh terima.
因为我们在怕的时候呢，就是知道自己要安全，但是不懂在哪里，不懂什么方向。他会跟你讲，还会告诉你你要怎样去做。我们就比较有一个规定的方向。计划是说，为了面对现实，然后我们是可以靠自己的。原因就是我们做得到我们自己要的因为原本是人活下来是为自己嘛。接下来更有面对好多的一些挫折困难都不怕。
This brings to the topic of our seminar today, which is about intimate partner violence. So we thank the three victims who have graciously shared their stories with us in a video made by the Women AIDS Organization of Malaysia. And before we go on further, this is the outline of our presentation. We'll begin with some short introduction before going to the reasons, and then we go to Egypt to see their perspective. Then we explore the impacts before we go on to some recommendations. And of course, we have some live dramas, demo, and also flows in between. So I'll start off with the definition and also introduction part of intimate partner violence. So when we know that in public health problems, always we do a situational assessment analysis first. So intimate partner violence is defined by the United Nations as any act, gender-based violence that causes physical, mental, and sexual harm to women, or threats that causes that, be it in private or in public. It is actually there are two types. If violence by intimate partner is called intimate partner violence, while sexual partner violence by someone other than the partner will be non-partner. But the focus of this seminar will be focusing on intimate partner violence. And sometimes we actually find that they use the term as domestic violence interchangeably with intimate partner violence. But the difference between intimate partner violence and domestic violence is that domestic violence actually is broader. It encompasses also violence to the child and also abuse as part of the family. So to use intimate partner violence will refer to actually violence caused by partner, but to use that domestic violence in this context is also not wrong, but it's in broader context. Okay? So violence can happen to anyone, any race, any age, sexual orientation, religion or gender. It affects all economic backgrounds, educations, and also it can be partners that are still dating, living together, married, or also already separated ones. So violence against women, how common is it and how is it important, has been actually highlighted by the WHO, that in 1 in 3 women throughout their life will have experienced some kind of violence by a partner or by a non-partner. So you can see the prevalence is actually all across the globe. It is a worldwide public health problem. So how is it related? What are the public health significance of it is that it correlates very significantly with especially mental health and also sexual and reproductive health. So women who experience violence are twice as likely as those that do not to experience depression and also to have alcohol use disorders, while regarding sexual and reproductive health, they are more likely to have a low birth weight TB and also more likely to have sexual related infections and transmitted diseases. While when we say about death and injury, they are also more likely. So in the health impacts of violence against women will be further explored in the impact section later. So when we talk about intimate partner violence, as I explained just now, it is caused by a partner in a relationship. So it is a form of domestic violence by a current or former spouse or a partner in an intimate relationship against the other spouse or partner. So everyone that's in a relationship, basically. So type of behavior, it can be physical, it can be sexual, it can be emotional abuse such as insults, constant humiliation, intimidation, threats, or also in the form of controlling behaviors of coercion. Okay. So but when you see that these kind of types, right, physical, sexual, emotional, and control, it doesn't mean that they are mutually exclusive of each other, meaning that if you have physical, then you won't have sexual. In fact, most of them actually occur together. So when WHO published a study saying that most of them, 23 to 56 women who have reported ever experiencing physical or sexual intimate partner violence actually experienced both of them. And majority women that reported physical abuse have also experienced emotional abuse. Okay, so how common is IPV? It's actually quite similar to violence against women. It is almost 1 in 3 in all WHO regions. So how about in Malaysia? In Malaysia, there are actually not enough registry or collected data on this violence to women, but we can see some of the studies done which are actually quite scattered, and the results are actually in both extremes. So when you see there is a WHO study done between 1990 and 1992, they estimated 39%, this is the first study, 39% were beaten up by their husbands or boyfriends. But during the same year, only 909 cases were reported to police. So this actually, you can see how much under-reporting are there. While at another end, there is a household study done by USM in 2013 involving 3,040 and 440 females, but there are only 14%. So 39% and 14% is a very big difference. So we will have, to critically appraise this kind of result, you have to look at the methods that they do. But generally, WHO and also studies in other countries say that those kind of prevalence that are reported by surveys are actually not the real prevalence of violence against women in those countries. It's the prevalence of women that wish to disclose whether they have experienced violence or not. So surveys do not measure the actual number of women who have been abused, but rather the women who are willing to disclose the abuse. Okay? So in Malaysia, we can see a lot of these kind of cases. The latest one, I'm sure some of you have read it on the model. But tentu sudah kan. So how about the top police report cases in Malaysia? It is generally very steady, around 3,000 plus cases every single year. So from 2000 until 2012, there are 62,000 cases reported to police, which is around 3,800 cases annually. But then WHO is saying that for every one case reported, there are another 5 cases that are not reported. So you can see the amount and the extent of the problem here in Malaysia. Okay, so what are the barriers to recruiting? So in the USM study just now, apart from actually investigating the barriers, they also asked about the barriers to disclosing and reporting this kind of abuse. So mostly it's just that reluctance of those better women to make their problems public. They are shameful, they fear of retaliation from the partners, so they don't want to disclose. And also the support is not there. So we will highlight this throughout our presentations later, but also that some of them, in some cultures, they are not aware that those kind of abuse that are not so extreme one are actually kind of abuse that they shouldn't get. So cultural acceptance and also cultural standards will be very important actually for us to see a problem, see the causes, see the impacts, and also to actually later guide our intervention strategies. Okay, so and also some of them believe that the legal system of police cannot help them because it is a family problem. Okay. Then we will go on to the next one, which is a short film. The highlight, which is on our banner here, will be presented now on a short film called Agony.
For the lips that read the marriage vows of promise for an eternal, caring and supportive journey has now turned into a deadly weapon for all the words he had said. Those words, they were so sharp that they pierced through every cell of a mortal body. He kicked, he slapped, he tortured, and he fed his ego by these actions. The soul was in agony, crying so hard for this misery to end, for no human should go through this vicious cycle of pain. I am a victim of abuse, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I am tired. I beg for the slightest amount of your mercy to look into my story that even the Supreme would have shed tears as he wrote it.
Hello. Abo.
Hi, Kishore.
Hey, hi, Wani. How are you?
Good.
TV is too loud. Cannot hear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then, how's your wife?
She's good. She's okay.
How long to go?
Another 4 more months lah. 4
It's
more
a
months.
boy, right?
Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be a boy this time. Yeah.
Must be a boy. Don't
Please pray for me,
worry.
Pray for me.
Don't worry. Okay, I have something to do. Need
Okay,
to go
sure.
now, so-
I'll catch up with you.
Okay, see you later.
Take
Send
care.
my regard to your wife.
Will do.
Okay,
Take care.
bye.
Bye. Open the door. Hello.
Okay, now you know what to write? Okay, Ken? Alright, just give me a second. I'll open the door now. Okay.
Hello. Door. Oh my god. What took you so long?
I was teaching her.
Don't use your pregnancy as a handicap. What's wrong with you? Give you one, I tell you. Make my dinner, bring my bag. Hurry up. Hey, where's my food, Amma, pay please. How long have I have to wait for my food? What is this? What is this? Huh? Do I look like a cow? You give me your table. Huh? What do you think, huh? You can't even cook. Huh? what in your life? Huh? Stress in my life, a lot of stress. Can you stop crying? Get up and do some work. Useless wife.
நல்லா கேளு சனிய 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 இதுக்காக தான் இப்ப என்ன கல்யாணம் பண்ண வீணா போனது அவன் உன்கிட்ட என்ன கேட்டா ஒரு பையன் தானே கேட்டா ஒரு பையன் தானே கேட்டா அவ்வளவு கஷ்டமா வீட்டு வேலை செய்ய தெரியாது ஒண்ணுமே பண்ண தெரியாது நீ எல்லாம் பொம்பளையா நீ எல்லாம் பொம்பளையா இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு மருமகனை நீ வேணவே வேணாம் நீ Salam.
Maknanya ni ada lauk sikit lah tadi surau.
Dah balik ke?
Dah habis
Tak
dah.
yasin ke tadi?
Dia ada kenduri sikit. Dia dua jam.
Tak payahlah masak ni malam.
Bila dah boleh cuba sikit.
Okey.
Hey, you useless! Hey, get out!
Apa tu mak?
Ada ke?
Macam cerita kita.
Alah, bau pindah tu tak payahlah, tak payah dikenai sangat pun.
Go!
Tak payah risau sangat. Yang rumah tangga sendiri je.
Hi, Abby. Hi, Kishan. What is that? It's something my cousin gave me. Can I take a look? Yeah, sure. Haha, it's mine. Please give it back. No. Stop hitting me. My dad hits my mother. My dad hits my mother. Please stop. No.
That's our presentation. Before we move on, I would like to share with you the first video. During our first meeting, I had a mixed feeling when I watched it and learned about their stories. I felt sad and sad to the victims of this kind of oppression. And then at the same time, part of me felt anger of what they have done to the victim. And then I proceed with my presentation, domestic violence. Why does it occur? Why did Jamal, the man that killed his own wife, become a monster and did such horrible thing to the wife? So this is my main reference for presentation. This is part of the series from the WHO, PAHO, an American Health Organization, regarding the intimate partner violence. So my presentation will be focusing on what is presented in this guideline. So based on the guideline, we are using this chronological model from the WHO and PCB, United Nations, whereby we divided factors into 4 categories, starting off with the individual or intrapersonal, and then at the relationship level or interpersonal, and then community, and the last one is society. So let's see one by one. We begin with the individual factors. Let's look from the both point of view, from the men or perpetrators, or women, the victim. Or I might say it can be the other way around. You see, somebody like me, perhaps I might be the victim. For Max, the perpetrator, why would they become abusive? First, most of them are at a young age. Those who marry late or elderly or marry second wife might not be so. And then second, low level of education. And then apart from that, they also have witness or experience violence as a child. You notice from the end of the short term elderly, that boy was imitating what his father did to his mother. Okay? And then the next one is harmful use of alcohol and drugs. As you can see just now, visual. Where he smoked a lot and drink a lot. Yeah. And some of them have personality disorders. They also have perception or acceptance of violence. For example, they feel like it is acceptable for men to beat his partner. Yeah. It is part of the society as well as individual factors. And then there is also past history of missing partner. You know, these cases, they are not occurring once only. Sometimes it happening. So that's from the perpetrator's point of view. And then move on to the women or victim point of view. They also might have a low level of education, but don't be surprised, some of them are very highly educated. It's not that only those who are with a low level of education will be the victim. Apart from that, they also have exposure to violence between parents. They will have witnessed it, what happened to their own parents. They also might have suffered from sexual abuse during childhood. And then there are also acceptance of violence as part of the culture, which can be the individual factors as well as the cultural factors. And last but not least, they also have exposure to other forms of fire abuse. Just in that, they are trying to express themselves, but in the end they just cancel it off and just say, I'm fine. Okay, that's from individual point of view. And then we move on to the relationship factors or interpersonal. The first one, the cause might be due to conflict or dissatisfaction in the relationship. Perhaps the wife didn't cook well, good food, that's for example. Or maybe something much bigger, perhaps when they wanted to have a son, but instead they only have daughter. In some culture, they cannot accept it. Okay? Apart from that, also another factor is the male dominance in the family. Whereby the men felt that they have rights on their women. Apart from that, there's also economic stress, lack of money, lack of supplies, and they will become stressed. And then the next one is the men having multiple partners. Be it they marry illegally or they have extramarital affair. And then last but not least, disparity in educational attainment, whereby women has a higher level of education than their partner. They say that, that's why I say not only the victim can be from the low level of education, some of them have higher level of education, tertiary level of education, but the husband have much lower level of education. So they want to express their dominance on the wife, that's why they did violence against his own wife. That's the relationship factors. So we move on to the community and society factors. Then these are the few factors that might predispose them to domestic violence. First, gender inevitable social norms, especially those that link notion of manhood to dominance and aggression. Tak jantan lah if you don't speak. Tak jantan lah if you speak slowly. There's also weak legal sanctions against intimate violence. You see just now, so the video, police did not do much whenever it is reported. But rather, there's also lack of women's civil rights, including restrictive and equitable divorce and marriage law. There's also weak community tension that is IDP, this as now. And when the neighbor turn, clearly flags the noise from the next door, they just choose to ignore it. But from that, there also broad social acceptance of violence as a way to resolve conflict, and last but not least, armed conflict and high levels of general violence in society. There's a study whereby in Palestine, the occupied territory, whereby there's a slight increase in violence, domestic violence, during the siege in the year 2009, whereby the Israeli aggressor they occupied Gaza and attacked. There's a reported slight increase in terms of domestic violence. Okay, so that's in summary, based on the ecological model, from individual relationship, community, as well as society. Okay, before I end my presentation, references, maybe I can ask a few questions, because we have something for you to give to you. Maybe my first question is, what are the most important factors in the individual level that cause the domestic violence to occur?
Age.
Next question, for the community level, what are the causes? Name two, please.
Social norm.
Social norm, yes. Okay, another one.
Culture.
Social norm. Oh, okay. Maybe you can share with me. Okay, let me take this. From the victim's point of view, what are the causes? Name three. How 10 per second? From the victim's point of view,
acceptance and cultural norm.
acceptance of
History of low education level. Issue of being abused before. Parents.
Okay, thank you.
So before I start, another quiz session lah. Say ya. Okay. Why actually abuse instead? Anyone?
They're scared of leaving the house.
Like how we say, maybe
because one reason could be financial reasons, maybe they're homemakers, and so leaving the husband would make them financially unstable, thinking of the children.
from the presenter of the Wisdom Alright. Okay, Amir.
They don't know what to do.
They don't know what? When to report. Okay. One of the reason. Okay. Another taker.
They think that they deserve it, maybe.
Sorry,
They think that they may deserve that type of abuse.
Okay. Okay. One more chance lah. Another reason? Why they? Yeah. I like that word, love. Because of the crazy love lah. So I think most of my points have been taken. So I just present pas-pas ini lah. So basically these are the among reasons that I can found why actually the victim stay in the abusive relationship. I'll go one by one lah. So domestic violence actually Yes, that's the reason why I choose Nilofa lah. Okay, domestic violence can happen to anyone. Anyone. Doesn't need to be a low education, doesn't need to be in low socio-economic status, but a good education, high income job, a good career, domestic violence still can happen. Okay? So that's the purpose of Nilofa PTSD. So the first reason why this domestic violence happens is because they actually know nothing about the violence. Talk about the form of the violence, talk about the warning signs of the violence, and also the patterns of the violence itself. Okay? Talking about the form of violence, actually many people say that violence can happen in the physical way only. Like the physical abuse can leave marks, bruises on the body parts lah. But they didn't realize that actually words also can hurt. Words also can make the woman die lah, especially from the mental abuse lah. Okay, so financial abuse or mental abuse also one of the form of the violence that occurred among women. But these women usually doesn't realize that this is actually a violence. Okay, and interesting facts about the abuser is how they can create a magical atmosphere of trust between the victim and them lah, and how they can create the illusion where they make the victim believe that they are actually the dominant partner at the early stage of the relationship. How they did it? Simply by idolizing the partner, like love everything that the partner has, show caring lah, shows caring like no one else ever had towards the victim lah. So by creating this atmosphere, this situation, actually what I call is like a primary condition. You charm and seduce the victim first, make the victim believe that they are loved, yes. Make the victim thinks that they are very important to the abuser. Okay? So next, come the next stage of the domestic violence, which is isolation, in which the abuser tends to separate the victim from the outside world, including the family and friends. Okay? They might use so many reasons, like they need to go out from their own dysfunctional family. They need to go away from their job stress. They feel more loved and more secure by being with the partner. So eventually, they will proceed to persuade the victim to move to another place. And some even persuade the victim to leave their job. Like Nilofa, ask Nilofa to leave her business lah kan, and follow him to the isolated place lah, where nobody even care or know them lah. Okay, so and usually this victim will agree because of what? Anas? Yes, because of the crazy love. Okay. So by isolate the victim, actually they create the dependency of the victim towards the abuser actually. Okay, that's how they started the violence part of it lah. Okay, so that's the abuser usually use the weakest point of the victim by putting the trap to the victim lah. Okay. So the most common trap that they will use is by using their children or loved ones lah. Okay, because they use the mother's nature, instinct. What? No instinct, but instinct. Mother's instinct to sacrifice everything to make sure that
the family is complete. Yeah. To make sure their children have a father. I don't ada lah. Okay. So they actually sacrifice their own safety lah, their own life to make sure they have a complete family. Okay. Another story that I have reviewed through TED Talk, but eventually I didn't put this. An experience from a victim of abuse. Okay, she said that her ex-husband actually put a threat of violence to her by keeping 3 guns with him. One in the car dashboard, one below the pillow, and one with him all the time. Even though he didn't point the gun into the victim's head, but actually it does create a message to the victim that her life is actually in danger every minute, every seconds of her life. So but eventually, with all this threat, the victim still stay with the abuser because of love, yes, and because the abuser actually keep asking for forgiveness. True or not?
Yes.
Keep promising that he won't do it again, and because of love, the victim baik lah, baik. So, but the victim didn't realize that this is actually a cycle. When they persuade, they will do again into the explosive stage, hitting, abusing the victim. And during that time, they will find any simple triggering factor, they will hit the victim lah. Okay, such as, and during the hit, they usually will say like, you are useless. I left my job because of you. You are a burden for me. Okay, then this degrading treatment causes the victim to have confused doubts and self-blame, and they think that they deserve. Who said they deserve? Lily. Okay, thank you, Lily. So they think that they deserve for the violence act. Because of them, the partner become like this. Means like the abuser lah. Like the abuser. Okay, so they just receive lah whatever the abuser did to them. Okay, then still cannot go out from the situation. They think that they can be the savior. Because what? Remember the abuser always mentioned, I become like this because of you. So when the victim repeatedly hearing that statement, they think that, oh, it's true because of me. So he was not like this before. He was a good man before. So it's my responsibility to fix him actually. To fix him back to his normal condition lah. Being a loving, caring, sweet and funny guy. So, but they believe that, and eventually things will get better afterwards. Okay? Yeah, so okay lah. So another question that everybody keep asking is about why doesn't she just leave? Why doesn't she just walk off from that situation? Actually, this question is the most painful and painful question to the victim. Because why? Only the victim knows the answer, of course. Only the victim knows how it was very dangerous to leave the abuser at that point. Because the domestic violence is because the violence that domestic violence kill the victim. In America, about 70% of domestic violence murder happens after the victim ended their relationship, after the victim walk off from their relationship. Because of what? Because of the abuser has nothing to lose. Right? And then, besides killing the victim, another outcome can be like long-term stalking, like even the abuser remarries again. Okay? And some may cause denial of financial resources lah. Okay? Just like Vinura said, because of the financial issues. Remember the isolation part? When they isolate the victim become dependent on the abuser. So the financial issues become one of the reasons lah why they stay. Okay? Because when they isolate, they go to another place, they have to find another job, but because of the power and control issue in the abuser that deny their rights to means the victim's right to get a job, and or maybe because of the injuries that the victim has also prevent them from getting a job lah. So that one can cause the financial issues lah among the victim. Okay? And finally, the victim usually say that they believe that they are bounded by religion, culture, and family expectation. They are afraid that their action of divorce or leaving the partner can put their family into the situation that bring the shame to the family lah. Or God will punish them if they break their own marriage. Okay, so culture, religion, and family expectation may play a role in why the victim stay in this abusive relationship. So basically, for my part, why the victim stays in their abusive relationship. Thank you for your cooperation. Doing my best.
It would be better to speak about something good about my country than speaking about this. We can tell about our historical places and good places my country, but this is what should I talk about? Okay. So, do you want to declare this place? What's the name? The Citadel. We have a special name, Citadel. I will answer and I will take a gift. This is Salahuddin Citadel. Okay, Salahuddin Citadel is okay, this is so. Before we talk about Egypt, let's talk about facts about Egypt. So, also another question. Anyone know what is the nature of the pyramids? Nature. What is the nature? What is the nature of the pyramid? Nature. What is the pyramids? Nature. Nature. It's a grave. Also, I will take the second. And one point is about Egypt. When the people died, they were very disliked with them. So we have domestic violence in our genes, okay? Look out by airplane. So it is the Middle East country, African countries, in Africa. Our population is about 94 million, 38.7% Muslims and Christians are 7%. Ethnicity all are Egyptian. Language maybe Arabic. Literacy, total population is 73, but if you go even this, you will find the male 82 and female 65. And you can guess on our causes. And 6% is quite near. Male is near female 51.48. And percentage of marriage to whole population is 60. And also 1% of working women is only 22%. And this also can guess cause. So situation in Egypt, the gender disparities are pronounced. The gender inequality index in Egypt is 130 of 187. countries as per 2016 Human Development Report. Also, we are the 77 of 88 countries on the gender empowerment and political participation. I'm sorry, this is the truth. Despite all substantial improvement in female literacy rate, enrollment, labor force participation, and unemployment, there remains a gender gap in favor of males. Literacy among women is almost twice as in males. Still, we have, the international is for 1 every 3 women. We have 1 every 2 women who live domestic violence, and this is very hard. The most commonly reported is about husband, that are focused on our presentation here. So here, 47 of married reported separate widow women have reported some form of physical domestic violence, such beating, whipping, burning, or confinement. And I have learned new information while we're preparing, that is shouting and psychological is considered a violence. I wouldn't consider it before it's a violence. So if we consider the violence, maybe this would be a little high. So 39% of women agree that a husband is justified in beating his wife. This is the most problem that we have in my country. It's uncommon that you are not beating your wife. So, and also we have here, broken here, 17% of women said that experienced some of harassment by the police security force. And this is a problem also. And also this is a big problem we have. 91 of women aged 15 to 49 said that were subject to female genital mutilation. This is something I will come to this point. Anyone in the United States? Oh, this is the Abu Sindel, I will take all the gifts for this. So the causes, what is like having, we have the similar causes, but some different perspective, and I will go through this. When I search about the causes, I saw some causes are totally the government is responsible for, so I make it upstream causes. The law, the police is not cooperative, and the court system. We have problem that only the wife, if she wants to go to the police and complain, she must have a physical trauma, because this is something like this. Even she will not be accepted. So I will let's say that he have a bruise and she went to the police is not cooperative. Maybe he will harass her, so okay, the police is cooperative and he will not harass her and she have bruises. Our criminal law not considering domestic violence as a crime, so this is a big problem. So after all this, after she will not get her rights. So many women subjected to domestic violence are suffered in silence. And if she wants to get divorced, our divorce system is very, very long, and she have to pay a lot of money to the lawyers and maybe take years to get divorced from her husband. But we have also something called khola, or no fault. This one she can get not quick, but quicker than the normal divorce system, but she will lose all her rights and the custody of her kids. So this is not fair for her. So I said the downstream causes because this is mainly for the individual. She can fix it if they want. Illiteracy, I think we covered this before. Women who have achieved secondary educational degrees or higher suffered from this violence. And also we still have this problem in my country, the age of women. Even the government make a law prevent many women can marry below 18, but still people go around it and make it informal marriage. You know, maybe 15, 16 and informal marriage. And even it's very risky because this, if any problem happens, she will lose her rights. Still, also we want to face this problem in my country, and this is a big problem. This is my perspective. I told you, men tend to hold more conservative values than women about gender relationship. And maybe someone asks his friend, hey dude, did you meet your man today or not? Yes, this is happening. It's our culture. We must be a man, not a wife. Now, this is about female genital mutilation, and this is that one study did that is The women who didn't experience self-preventive cutting or mutilation are low risk of violence. So it's considered as violence when she was child. So she was accepted when she's adult. Level education, I think, how we cover this one. If he has high level or level of education, the same. This is the big problem. While domestic violence is defined as criminal act which involves just a behavior, is still considered private family matter in Egypt, where many men and women have responsibility. Also, social level. This is also where one is different between formal difference between social high or low. So I advise anyone, my friend, come to marry someone near your education level and your social level is better. And this is a very important point from my point of view. Ignorance of religion precepts. A lot of Islamic Christianity, and I speak about two religion because this is the only two religions we have in Egypt, and I'm sure for other religions they have all the same instruction for how to treat your wife, good relation and gentle treatment of wives. And in Islam we have the best example of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was helping his wife at home stuff, cleaning house and fixing his clothes, and he never shout or treat in bad way. And he said, the best among you is the one who takes good care of his wife and children, and I am the best among you regarding to my wife and children. And also he said, I make a will to you for a good behavior toward the woman, they under you and down to you. And also in our Quran, this is here to live with them, wife in kindness. For if you dislike them, perhaps you dislike a thing, and Allah make very much good. وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ إِنْ كَرِهْتُمُوهُنَّ فِي شَيْءٍ فَعَسَىٰ أَنْ تَكْرَهُوا إِنْ كَرِهْتُمُوهُنَّ فَعَسَىٰ أَنْ تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَيَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. And of his signs is He created for you from yourself, make that you may find tranquility in them, and He placed between you affection and mercy, and that are signs for a people who give food. ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. And also I found in Christianity and the Bible a lot of instruction about how to treat your wife, like dear husband, love your wife and do not be harsh to them. And also likewise, husband, life with your wife in an understanding way, showing honor to women and weaker as the weaker vessel, since they are here with you on the first life, so that your prayer may be not be hindered. A lot of instruction, but we should know, and if we know, we should be vigilant. Why does it say? I think the same like one said, but the only main thing is it's a culture and the community look to the divorced woman, because all of the community look to the divorced woman is bad woman until proved otherwise. And I think this is unfair. And also the legal system, because the legal system in my country needs a lot of fixation in the law. And all the other rules are the same, and my friends in the slides.
And friends, I hope you guys satisfied with the meal.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can start on the impact of domestic violence or IPV, intimate partner violence on women and children. To live or not to live, whether the woman and the children live married or they stay. Obviously, domestic violence or intimate partner violence gives a huge impact to both women and also the children in the marriage. And this can be immediate, long-lasting, or even can cause death.
These women have suffered in silence from...
From the video that we have seen from before the presentation, right? The woman they have been beaten, and then Hidayah has death due to
the husband Jamal killed her subsequently. So acute or immediate physical injuries can be bruises, abrasion, laceration, puncture wounds, or burns, bites, and can lead to serious injuries such as fractures, internal organ bleeds, and also can cause poor health status because studies show that those women who suffered from domestic violence less frequently seek preventive care. But they did attend for curative, but didn't attend all those preventive care treatment. And of course, they can also have AIDS-related death due to the responsible partner. And this is a case of previous in Manchester in which she has been burned by acid by her ex-husband. Initially, she divorced with her husband because the abusive relationship, and subsequently she remarried, and afterwards the husband searched her and threw acid on her. And afterwards she committed suicide in 2011. And despite physical health, ITV also affect on the mental health. For example, those women with ITV have more frequencies, more prevalence in depressive symptoms, also on PTSD, stress level, and they smoke more than women who didn't suffer from domestic violence. And also they abuse on alcohol and also drugs. And this is actually before depression, suicide, post-traumatic stress disorder, other disorders, also behavioral such as they have sleep difficulties, their psychologically there are difficulties in concentrating at work, difficulty in socializing with people, some more difficulty in accepting new relationship afterwards. And for those women, for example, those married early and suffered from abusive relationship, they can subsequently have multiple sexual partners, and because these things tendency to occur in patterns, so they have tendency to remarry with those abusive husband again, and they have lower rates of contraceptive and condom use. This is the case in Malaysia, Dr. Haliza. Right, Dr. Mas just now asked Wani, maybe in Western there are more educated women being abused compared to Malaysia, but in Malaysia also they have a huge story of educated women being abused, and they have formed one NGO called Jiwa. And this Dr. got married to her medical school sweetheart. But subsequently, after they got married and they work in Sarawak, she has been abused by her husband. Started with financial abuse, and subsequently, after about 6 years, the physical abuse starts. And when she narrated in her interview, she said that he was trying to keep me away from people and my family. She was not allowed to go to work. At that time, somewhere she got locked in house, and she had to negotiate with husband that she could go to work. And at the time beginning, she really wanted to leave because it physically hurting and also verbally abusive. She lived after her third child, if I'm not mistaken, and she has nothing with her. Because financially, she has been abused on loans. She take on loans for her husband. She has nothing financially, and because she cannot take all the abusive and the stress anymore, she fled from Sarawak to KL with her 3 children. Nothing. Her life sepinggang with only her baju kurung, and she seek help from WAO and all those friends give help to her, and finally she died in 2015, I think, and she can finalize in 2016. So now she's free already. And after physical health, especially mental health and also reproductive health, the effect on sexual and reproductive health can be in gynecological disorder and trauma, unintended unwanted pregnancy, abortion or unsafe abortion, HIV and other sexually transmitted infection. Also has caused maternal mortality or other pregnancy-related consequences. You remember in our class last semester, men's role in women's health. I think this where comes men's role in women's health. Men don't play their role, so all these problems will occur. Yes? For example, for gynecological disorder and trauma, of course, when they have been sponged
and so on. Of course, they will have high rates of medical problems such as vaginal infection, failure intercourse, chronic pelvic pain, and they have 3 times risk of problem compared to other women. For unintended and unwanted pregnancy, because again, regarding men's role, if the man didn't support in contraceptive use, they might have unintended or unwanted pregnancies. Next. Abortion or unsafe abortion, same like before. These intimate partner violence victims have higher rates of termination of pregnancies, and because the nature of unwanted pregnancy, and this can be safe or unsafe abortion. You can see in southern Nigeria, where abortion is often unsafe, young women who have experienced with forced sexual intercourse significantly have more, have aborted more compared to other women. And same case goes to USA, in which 32% of pregnant rate survivors kept the infant, 50% underwent induced abortion, and small abortion given for adoptions. And this comes HIV and other sexually transmitted infection, because the man might be not responsible for the intercourse, so might not use condom, and then forced sexual intercourse might cause death and also increase risk of HIV infection, and childhood sexual abuse may increase rate of HIV sexual behavior in later life, and fear of violence might prevent those victims to seek treatment for HIV subsequently. And maternal mortality and other pregnancy-related consequences. You said that 16% of deaths among women during pregnancy is resulted from partner violence in India. And in UK, more than 40% of maternal deaths occur in women have told that they have previous history of intimate partner violence or abusive relationship. This is the summary of the effect of SRH, sexual reproductive health, from domestic violence, birth control, sabotage, pregnancy pressure, pregnancy outcome control, physical abuse, economic abuse, and emotional abuse, which subsequently affect the sexual reproductive health. And this is again the summary from WHO. It affects mental, sexual health, and also death and injury. And this again the conceptual framework of intimate partner violence can cause or affect physical health, in which can cause diseases, reproductive and gynecological problems. Subsequently, it can also cause risk behavior, cause mental health such as stress, PTSD, and depression, and not to forget economic burdens such as reduced income of those victims, increase in divorce, increase in poverty of the victims, increase in healthcare expenditure as well. This is what I explained before. Like in the case of Dr. Haliza just now, she can't attend the work. And for some other women, she might, that has been explained by Wani, because of the social isolation, she might terminate her work, right? So she subsequently she become dependent on her husband financially, and she can't come out from the cycle. Unheard. They are often the forgotten one. But 50% of cases when women are victims, children are also involved, right? So in our assessment later, when we see such mother come to the clinics, must not to forget to ask her or her children whether there's anybody else in the family, right? Especially the children, because it has a huge impact. However, most of these cases are not reported, and like the said, registries, they are not registered. Most of the violence on the victims, what more on the children. For example, in Malaysia itself, here, there's no estimates. This from regional estimate on the number of children exposed to domestic violence in the region. There's no estimates in Indonesia, and there's also some other countries, Eastern Asia. Yeah. If in domestic violence is difficult for the victim, it's even more difficult for the children. From the same report, UNICEF, they said that most of the prevalence being reported comes from those who ask the question, not come those from the children. Like I think from how I understand it's more quantitative things, but not qualitative things. When they ask the children can't really say how they actually suffer from the violence, right? Even if you ask the victims, also they can't really say, but even more the children. And how the children are involved in domestic violence, that you can see in the video. She actually see the process, and she can hear. She also observe the aftermath physical abuse on her mother, like some blood, bruises, tears, clothes, and broken items. And she aware of the tension that happened in the family most of the time. And when I think most in US, they always in US video or in YouTube, they always make a video where children will draw pictures of parents, or the picture of father beat the mother, right? That's indirectly shows what happened at home, or they can involve directly as the victim. That's the most saddest part. And in homes where there is domestic violence, children are physically abused and neglected and raped 15 times higher, right? Like Nora said, right? Neglect. And from this report, it says that children in homes where domestic abuse occur usually witness frequent act of violence over an extended period of time. It's a repetitive thing. And the victims or the children can't do anything because they are children, they are minor, and they can't seek help. Sometimes they feel they are helpless, they can't report it even more. And repeated exposure to violence might lead children to normalize violent behavior. Like the initial video when the boy hit the girl with teddy bear, right? It's okay, my father do this. But the same report also said that the children exposed to violence at home are 15 times more likely to be the victim. So they are on both sides. They can be the perpetrator, they can be also the next victim. And the girls who witness their mother being beaten may be more accepting of violence in their relationship. So this is how it might affect the children. So first they witness, and then subsequently it impact the children on child development, on neurobiological effects, psychological effect, when they might have poor attachment, poor socialization, self-efficacy, and subsequently develop high-risk behavior. And long-term consequences can have an effect on health and also social problems. And if you look at socio-ecological model, on the child itself, he might have maladjustment, lower social confidence, angry, withdrawal, or low level of empathy towards others. And on interpersonal relationship, they might not easily trust people, feeling being unsafe, exposure to unhealthy relationship, or they might keep secrets. Therefore, it's difficult to handle such children from domestic violence problems. And at schools or in other bigger crowds, they are trouble making friends, poor social skills, issues with anger, instability, and can contribute to poor grades or absence. And at high level, they can have frequent hospital visit due to depression, accidental harm, feeling, or other feelings. So when we see when the kids come to us, we must assess the kids holistically, right? So the problem might occur even from simple things at home. And for child, domestic violence lasts a lifetime. So the important thing from impact is it affects all level of services, from the primary prevention to tertiary prevention, because primary prevention is before the event happens, and for tertiary prevention is when the child already suffer from the problems, when the woman already suffer from the problems. So what we as public health clinician can do to tackle those problems. And with that, thank you.
So our next part is a live drama. So it's a continuation from the drama that we had just now.
Ma, I'm in pain. I want to go back home. Please save me. Please save me. Please.
No, dear. Listen to me. You need to be with your husband. That's why I got you married to him. Do not leave him. What will the society think? If you were to leave your husband, you would be shamed. How can you live alone outside? You don't have money, you don't have proper education. You need your husband to support you. Think about your children. How are they going to walk outside without a father? Look at how the community will look upon them. You cannot be independent. You need your husband. He is the one who has to be the leader of the family. Please, Priya, go back to your husband. You have to be with him. Remember the days when your father used to whack me so hard that I had to cry and cry and cry, but I had to tolerate all this as his wife. I just had to, so that you had a future. You have to do the same thing for your child too. Please, Priya, just be with him. Do not leave your husband. You need to fit in with the society we live in. Be with him, please, dear. Please.
Okay, next. Oh, hi. Hello, Priya. Have a seat, have a seat. So, how are you today? I'm okay. Okay, let me check your heart first, huh? That sounds good. It's okay. Hey, what happens? Hey, show me your face.
Nothing.
Hey, this one looks new, you know. Are you sure there's nothing?
Yeah, nothing. I just fell off the staircase.
Okay. Okay. So I need to scan your baby. So can you lie down on the bed first? Later I'll come. Okay, go. Must be something wrong with her. But what is it? Need to ask or not? Ask or not? Ask or not? Never mind lah. Got so many patients. Don't have time for that. Scan her first. Okay. Come, Priya. Okay. From the scan, it shows that your baby like small a bit lah. Small a bit, but it's okay. We'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. No need to refer yet. Just make sure you eat a lot, hydrate yourself, go to hospital if anything, yeah. Don't come to clinic, go to hospital. So take this one, take your medicine, make sure eat it, and come see me in like 2 weeks' time. Okay, you may go now. I have another patient. Hi, Priya.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah, you're always loud. Hey, this is Fauzi, my partner in crime. How are you, baby?
Your baby's so fine. Okay, it's okay.
Are you sure? You're okay?
I can't touch my daughter.
Hey, I think it's still early. So you don't need to rush.
No, I mean, it's
go inside first.
Okay then, it's okay that I go out first. But please be careful, something might fall from over.
How weeks are now? Oh, 26. But are you sure you're okay? I've seen like this before. No, I'm fine. Your neighbor can help you if you have any problem. Are you sure you have any problem?
I'm not fine. I'm just not fine.
I know what happened to you, and we are here. We can help you. We can trust your neighbors. Let me bring you somewhere. Be careful.
So various communication steps that we want to highlight actually that being doctors, right, and also healthcare professionals, we are actually the first line that often is the victim's first contact. But what happened just now was that the doctors actually neglected to ask further and also to screen, and that will be actually the point that we can facilitate and be their support when it is needed most. So it is a good opportunity for early detection, evaluation, and referral, and also the healthcare professionals are trained to identify victims and those at risk of being abused. But we often do not discuss this, and there are various communication that we will discuss on further. But what studies have shown that if you don't ask directly, women actually do not reveal it. So regarding this kind of victims of violence, and also to discuss this issue of violence, there needs to be a very sensitive but proactive way to actually discuss it with patients. So actually studies for even Western countries, less than 25% of women have actually ever been asked about intimate partner violence by their healthcare professionals. And if they are not asked directly, they are very reluctant to disclose. Okay? So what are the barriers are? It could be from the provider side, lack of time, lack of education, not familiar with the topic and afraid that it might take up a lot of time and might be a taboo subject to discuss. From the patient side, of course, they feel shameful, they feel retaliation, they're not comfortable to discuss if not asked directly, or they may even believe that there is really nothing or no one can actually help them. And of course, there are really concerns such as low economic status, social isolation, and etc. But let's look at a very local study done in UFMC itself, saying that this study was in 2015. So majority of clinicians reported, I don't know how to is that, actually almost 70% of our clinicians here in emergency actually at times ask about violence among patients, while there are actually a bunch of them have never asked at all. And what they state at various in asking for domestic violence, of course they cite the time factor, the concern about offending the patient, and also some are unsure to ask. So this is where we can step in and train the professionals on proactive, sensitive ways to discuss this with patients, how to discuss it, and also acknowledge that it is a problem. Another very interesting finding that we find is that 62% of the clinicians and 67% of the nursing staff think that prevalence of this violence among the patients is actually very rare or rare. But what is it? I mean, what is the true prevalence? We do not know if we do not discuss it. Okay. So next, we will move on to our next session about prevention and intervention. For the first part of prevention, our member, Gita, is unfortunately not able to be here, but she still wants to present it, so we have her e-lecture about her.
As we move on, let me introduce to you the first person who came up with the SEM model for IPV. It is none other than academician Laurie, and she came up with the model in 1998 to identify about the domestic violence, specifically intimate violence. partner violence risk factors as well as the appropriate prevention intervention strategies. Among the primary objectives of the prevention intervention strategies include to empower the victim, in this case to empower these women. Among the strategies include by giving them appropriate power, self-image, access, moral support, give them learning options, growth as well as positive thinking. Empowerment of the victim is necessary in order to inculcate appropriate confidence within them so that they can return back into the society, into the community as a normal individual, especially after a series of abuse. As per the Sustainable Development Goals, among the strategies to empower women is to gender equality, quality education with proper access to education by both male and female, good health and well-being, and not to forget, intimate partner violence is quite prevalent among the low socioeconomic members in society. Therefore, strategies to overcome poverty is necessary in order to sustain, in order to prevent more IBV cases from erupting. The usual model of the prevention, we will start with the primary prevention, that is before the violence is occurred, followed by secondary prevention, which is an immediate response to violence or threat of violence towards the high-risk individuals, and finally tertiary prevention, which is a long-term response towards those who have already gone through a series of abuse. The 5 underlying principles and strategies include prevention, protection, early intervention, rebuilding victim survivors, relationship, as well as their accountability. We can start off with the primary prevention, that is towards the general public, by performing public information and awareness-raising strategies using mass media, workplaces, and also to empower the community that we live in. Educational programs, for example, SRHR, which is to educate and empower the children, especially those who are from a domestic abuse background, is very important. And also programs like workplaces that caters towards the needs of victims of IPV, and also not to forget government policies, for example, the Domestic Violence Act, implementing IPV, and also to overcome gender inequality. Secondary or early prevention strategies. For example, overseas they do have a crisis center that is known as Domestic Violence High-Risk Team Network, composed of the JV Girls Crisis Center, in which they perform activities to identify as well as to cater to the needs of the high-risk individuals who are potential domestic abuse victims. Example of activities include home visits from medical social workers for new mothers who are at high risk of violence, followed by behavioral change programs for men or those perpetrators with anger management issues. Moving on to the final, which is the tertiary crisis prevention towards individuals or victims of abuse. Examples of tertiary prevention includes emergency accommodation, that includes shelter provision, that is by organizations, for example, Women's Aid Organization, WAO, which is an NGO organization in Malaysia, followed by counseling and advocacy by certified counselors available in the hospital setting, especially in the government hospitals, and also not to forget criminal justice responses towards the perpetrators to bring them behind bars.
Okay, I believe we have lost signal with Geeta. So I'll take over from here. Before I begin, I noticed a lot of you have been giving me judgmental looks during the just to set things straight, I'm not an abuser. I'm God's best patient. So I'll be touching about intervention. So as pointed out before, domestic violence and intimate partner violence is very high in its prevalence. Therefore, proper interventions need to be in place. Why? Because if there's no interventions, cases will just be going skyrocketing, sky high. Okay, and another thing is, the economic cost and the human cost attached to intimate partner violence is also very significant. So therefore, we need proper interventions in place to curb this problem. So in the next few slides, I'll just be going through about the existing interventions, and highlight maybe what is not there. And in the next segment, maybe we can propose our recommendations for the gaps. Okay. As for any public health problem, the first step is we need to assess the situation. Like what Peter pointed out, a situational analysis. whereby we do a surveillance to see what are the causes, what are the risk factors, and what are the protective factors. And from that information, we can formulate proper intervention. And also for any public health issue, the best way to approach it is through a multi-level approach, which is the socio-ecological model. So sometimes we realize that in certain public health problems, one solution is not enough. Although we might have that one solution, but it's not really feasible and maybe not ethical. So just for an example, smoking. It's been here for decades. I mean, what is the best solution for it? Basically just shut down all those tobacco companies, right? But can it be done? No, there's so much legal implications, vested interests and revenues from that. And another example of why sometimes we cannot act on the best solution is, okay, elections are coming up, right? So if just say a nation is not happy with their government, the Prime Minister, can you shoot the person? No, right? You have to go through a formal process in a democratic country, which is called voting. So these are ways. So another example, maybe just a question I want to ask all of you, just to keep you all alert. Just say, Fatullah. Just say you're posted now into a village, right, as a public health physician, and they are facing a problem. There is an animal or there's a creature which is eating all their mangoes, okay? They're eating all their crops. And this animal, when you talk to the villagers, they said, it's too fast to catch and it's very hard to kill. It just takes the mangoes and runs out. But one thing we realize is, it's afraid of fire. So if you are posted there to solve that problem, how would you solve it? Burn the village? One more? Anybody else? Burn the mango trees. So that's a good point, burn the mango trees. But of course, an ideal way is to protect the mango plantation with fire, right? So basically, you're cutting off the supply that fuels the problem, right? And which is a risk factor, and you're augmenting the protective factor, so you're putting fire around the place. So this is how exactly public health solutions work. So at an individual level, what studies have shown that martial arts or self-defense techniques helps to empower an individual. See, when you empower an individual, what's important is you equip them with the proper knowledge, the knowledge to protect themselves, the skills, how you're going to do it, and to boost their self-confidence. So, studies have shown that learning a martial art not only teaches you how to defend yourself when you're being attacked, but it also gives you a sense of self-confidence, which will deter people from bullying you. Have you seen anyone who walks like this? Would you mess with me? Or if you walk like this, you know, you're making yourself very submissive. So when you learn a skill, it gives you self-confidence, right? Like nobody will mess with Amir, right? Okay, next at the interpersonal level. So we all know family is very important, right? So in Australia, one of the programs that they're conducting is called a Triple-P program, which is Positive Parenting Program. It teaches them how to raise their children properly, and in that process, they are also emulating of how a healthy family should be, so that the children only learn good things. And the next thing is peer influential adult support. So these are like some self-help groups or buddy system, whereby people who are going through a tough time, they have a buddy to talk to, and talking about issues sometimes helps the person. Third, dating violence in youth. So in US, they have this program called Safe Dates, whereby they teach students on what is abuse, how to identify abuse, what to do in the instance where you feel you're being abused, and how to react. And fourth, behavioral therapy. So coaching boys into men. This is another program in the US which is conducted. So whereby we all know in universities we have those bunch of groups of boys where they think they are the best, they are the men, and somehow they impose themselves onto others, they bully others, and most of them are the athletes, right? You know, all those varsity jacket kids who play rugby, they walk around like they own the school, bully the girls, choose date whoever girls they want. So this program targets all these athletes whereby the coaches empower the athletes by teaching them good moral values. Okay. Next is the community level. Okay, community neighborhood relationships, creative supportive environment. So this goes back to the Ottawa Charter where you strengthen community action and create a supportive environment. So the main issue now when it comes to any problem, just say domestic violence or intimate partner violence, is the bystander effect. Have any of you heard about this effect? bystander effect. But I'm sure all of you have seen it at some point in time, whereby there's something which is going on, just say something is being heard, and people just walk past and, hey, what's happening, not my problem, right? Some of us would have done it before. Imagine if you see somebody getting whacked in front of you in a crowd, and you don't step in. Why? Sometimes you ask yourself, when you go back home, you're like, why didn't I help them? So this is called the dilution of responsibility, whereby when there's a lot of people, the responsibility is diffused among everybody, and you'll be asking yourself, why should I step in? Why not him? Why not him? So everybody assumes that, oh, you know, he's going to react, he's going to react. In the end, nobody does anything. So there are programs whereby they tackle this problem, because look, you have the numbers, and there are strength in numbers, but somehow domestic violence still happens. So programs which empower people to react in these situations, they conduct role plays, workshops whereby they reenact the situation of a domestic violence and teach a person how to react. So I'm also guilty as charged. I mean, I've seen domestic violence before, not domestic violence, intimate partner violence when I was at a bus stop. I think this was when I was quite younger. So it was this big sized dude hitting his wife. I was at the bus stop sitting down in my backpack, I remember, and there was a lot of people. And I wasn't the biggest guy at that time to come and intervene, right? So I was hoping somebody would step in. But in the end, nobody did anything. Nobody. And I was quite ashamed of myself. So they recommend 3 steps of how to intervene, right? So if you see something happening, the first one is called the 3 Ds. You directly intervene, so it's called direct. So you directly intervene. If you feel you have the capacity to intervene, you have a body build like Fatullah or Amir, you can take them on, step in, confront and say, hey, look, stop. Or delegate, and secondly, delegate. You find a person of authority, maybe a police or something, you say, hey, this is going on. Or third is distract. So just if somebody is beating someone up, you can go to the background and shout, hey, police datang, police datang. And that guy will be scared and just probably stop. So just remember these steps. The worst thing that can happen if you walk past somebody getting bashed up and you don't do anything is if you don't recognize that that is a problem. So that's a very bad issue. If you recognize the problem and you don't react, maybe the limitations is fine. So what these programs do is to educate people that look, intimate partner violence is a crime. You have to recognize it as a crime and react if you can. Okay, next is community religious group support. Okay, we all know that religion is sometimes the best prescription against violence, right? Because some people may not be afraid of the law, but they are God-fearing, you know. So they might not be scared of getting caught by the cops, but they are scared to commit a sin in the eye of God. So that's why religion is very important. At a young age, kids, children and all have to be taught good religion and inculcate the good values. I remember when I was a young boy, I was quite naughty also. And my dad knew that. So every time I used to go out at night, my dad would say, Ishwar, God is watching you, remember. So, and whenever I wanted to do something which was not so right in his book, I think, oh yeah, God is watching me, and I won't do it. So this is why religion is very important. Okay? And then the next, okay, in the community level we have NGOs, non-governmental organizations. So we have quite a few. Some worth mentioning is Women's Aid Organization, where they extend a helping hand to those in need, whether it's in legal support, shelter homes, or other kinds of services. And there's also something called All Women's Action Society. And now we move on to an institutional level. Okay. So have any of you seen this campaign before? Yeah, it was conducted in India. So basically they portray women as goddesses. Because, you know, India, most of the people there are very religious and God-oriented. So, and the rates of domestic violence is also pretty high there. So what they did was, they wanted to show the public that, look, women are God, treat them like a God and don't hurt them. How would you feel praying to a picture of a goddess who looks like this? You won't feel nice. The same way, treat your wife like she's a goddess. And then now we move on to the health system. So, one of the best interventions that our government has done is the establishment of the OSCC, which is a one-stop crisis center. Has anyone heard of this before? Yeah, I think many of us who work in the government hospitals have, right? So basically it's a one-stop center which gives comprehensive care and holistic care. So for those of my foreign friends, you just say there's a person who has been abused, whether it's a lady, a younger girl, or anyone, steps in, you'll be brought into a special room, and then the emergency doctor will evaluate you, and he'll make the proper referral. So maybe to the pediatrician, to the ONG team, to the welfare department, to the police, all in one place. You don't have to move anywhere. But there are some flaws which we will later highlight. Okay, and also we have a Talian NOR 15999, 24 hours, where you can always call up to report a case of suspected violence. Okay, next is the education system. Okay, so in the education system we have something which was called the reproductive health and social education, also known as PEERS. So actually this was implemented way back in 1989. So I think most of us here are around the same age, right? Do any of you remember being taught about sexual education in school? No, right? Yeah, I was amazed when I saw this, like, yes, but okay. On further reading, what they actually meant by sexual education was, you know, your physical development, your secondary sexual characteristics, things like that. So they deemed that as sexual education. What they were missing was the comprehensive sexual education. So that really teaches you about sexual intercourse itself, sexual transmitted diseases, unwanted pregnancies, how to deal with pregnancies, motherhood and abuse. So from what I've read now, the government is pushing to implement comprehensive sexual education into their curriculum programs. Okay. So why interventions are very important in the educational level is because when a lady, just say she gets impregnated by an irresponsible man, okay, and she has to keep the baby, sometimes they will be sent to institutions or welfare centers to be looked after, and then they will have to drop out of school. So by having these kind of interventions, the retention in school is increased. It also reduces underage marriages and teenage pregnancies. And the longer you stay in school or in educational institutions, naturally your level of education will rise. And this will give rise to an empowered woman. You have the world in your hands. Okay, and finally, policy. What is policy? It's a powerful piece of paper which can prevent and protect any individuals who are subjected to abuse. Okay, thank you for now. And before this, okay, next is we have Geeta. She went on to Hospital Sungai Buloh, and to just give you all a brief idea of what is an OSCC. So this is the video. Thank you.
Okay, selamat tengah hari puan.
Saya Safia Natasha daripada Jabatan Kecemasan Hospital Sungai Buloh lah. Okey, ini untuk kalau kes OSCC, kita akan masuk ke bilik keluarga, masuk keluarga. So, bilik keluarga akan bertunggu dekat sini. Ini kawasan untuk ruangan orang menunggu untuk satu keluarga lah. So, patient dengan polis pun akan duduk kat sini lah. So, bila patient dah sampai, kita akan bawa surat referral tu akan masuk ke bilik keluarga. So, dekat sini lah doktor yang akan jumpa sakit. Kita akan vital sign pesakit semua lah. Borang-borang dia, kita akan ada cerita borang. Memang ada borang dia. Lepas tu polis report semua lah. So, dekat sini saja. Lepas tu, kita akan pergi ke bila waktu untuk pemeriksaan. Kita akan masuk ke bilik pemeriksaan lah. So, examination dekat sini lah.
So yang ini ialah bilik examination lah ya. So bilik ini dia cirikan khas supaya suami ataupun orang yang memukul ke abuse tu tak akan masuk lah. So dia kira protected kat sini ya, di bahagian OSCC ni lah ya. So flow kerja dia macam mana puan? Contohnya patient datang dengan referral dari KK setting. So
daripada KK, so pegawai flash akan bawa daripada kaunter saringan, dia akan masuk ikut pintu tadi lah.
Okay.
Pintu tadi dia akan letak dekat ruangan menunggu. So kita daripada saya ataupun JM akan attend lah. Daripada green zone akan attend masuk ke bilik menunggu untuk panggil patient. So duduk dekat bilik penyembuhan untuk ambil secondary dia. Lepas tu vital sign. Bila semua stable, kita akan inform doktor. So doktor akan buat examination dekat sini lah.
Okay, doktor akan buat examination kat sini lah ya. So saya nak bertanya, kalau dari kes domestic abuse ataupun intimate partner abuse, kebanyakannya perempuan saja ke yang kena pukul ataupun how is it like?
Lelaki pun ada
ada juga.
So layan juga?
Layankan juga. Sebab
Okay.
cuma lelaki dia tak ada akta macam dalam negara kita memang tak ada akta untuk lelaki lah. Tapi bila lelaki kena pengawas pun memang akan ada, kita akan masuk ke OICC ni jugalah.
Memang akan masuk sini lah ya.
Memang akan masuk sini.
Dan kebanyakannya berapa lebih kepada apakah risiko dia yang menyebabkan bila puan berbual dengan pesakit kan, apa yang menyebabkan kes macam ni terjadi, risiko, risk factor dia? Kebanyakannya masalah ekonomi ya puan?
Masalah ekonomi lah.
Okey, selain daripada ekonomi, sebab lain yang puan tahu?
Kebanyakannya ekonomi, sebab lain mungkin orang ketiga itu saja.
Orang ketiga lah ya. Lebih kurang berapa kes yang akan masuk dalam sebulan kat sini ya?
Sebulan kadang selalunya dalam 30 lah.
Dalam 30 satu bulan di Sungai Buloh untuk kes abuse macam ni. Wow, that is banyak sebenarnya. So contohnya, okay, lepas tu doktor dah tengok, puan semua dah tengok, puan jadi perantara kan? And then lepas tu puan akan panggil siapa ya? Untuk handle kes ni, macam bagi pertolongan seterusnya kepada pesakit-pesakit yang ini.
Selalunya kalau macam tu kita akan tanya kepada patient sama ada nak perlu ke untuk ke MSW ataupun tak. Kadang-kadang sebab patient dia tak nak medical worker, so dia akan discharge dari situ je, cuma bagi painkiller saja. Kalau dia nak refer ke medical worker, doktor akan referkan dan kita akan bagi letter untuk suruh patient pergi sana terus.
So dari sana medical social worker yang akan uruskan shelter dan sebagainya.
Akan uruskan shelter tu semua.
Okay, so yang ni lebih kurang flow dia di OSCC lah puan ya. Okay, terima kasih puan.
Thank you, Gita, for the investigative journalism. So next on, we'll move to recommendations, and this will be presented by none other than myself again. So let's move on. Okay, recommendations. So this is not necessarily that something which is already out there. These recommendations are done by our brainstorming, some research on what should be there, some things which are maybe controversial, some things which are non-negotiable, so it has to be done. Okay? So all the suggestions are data-driven, tried and tested, and the recommendations have to be tied back to the causes, the risk factors, and the protective factors. Okay. So the first one is mental health screening. Okay? How many of yours here are married through arranged marriages? Anyone in this era? Oh, really? Oh, okay. So how long did you know your husband for at that time before you got married? 6 months. Okay. But you're totally happy married family now, right? Yeah, it's good for you. So not many people actually at this age will take that point. What I mean by arranged marriages is like what my grandparents went through. So let me tell you a story about my grandfather. So this is what my mom told me and what my late grandfather also told me. So it's really very true. So he went to this village. He saw my grandmother, that means the one he married. He saw the elder sister. Sorry, he saw the younger sister. He liked the younger sister a lot. Okay? So he spoke to that younger sister's father and said, look, I want to marry her. And they said, okay. On the wedding day, when he opened the veil, it was the elder sister. Oh my God. But no choice, he married her because in the Indian culture, the eldest has to get married first. Only then you can marry. So what my grandmother's father did was to switch. And but they accepted it, and that was how it was that day. That's what arranged marriage was. You just find out who your wife or your husband is on that day or at that night, So it's pretty different now. So why it's important to know your soulmate? Because getting married is not like buying some clothes, where you can return it if it doesn't fit. Once you're stuck with your soulmate, I mean, it's forever, right? Most of the time. So mental health screening is quite important because you want to identify what problems he or she has. You don't want to end up marrying some dude with some psychopathic tendencies, right? So most of the time in the Indian culture, as you can see here, so this is a typical Indian wedding scene. Okay, you have some aunties. They're not talking about the economy or the politics. They're already arranging the next marriage for their nephews and nieces. So most of the time, recommendations will come from aunties and uncles. And what do they know about their nephews or nieces? These are the aunties we block on Facebook, right? What would they know about our social life? But they will give the recommendations of this boy is good, he's a nice boy, marry this boy, you see? So it's quite dangerous, I feel, and that is why it's quite important that there's a proper evaluation. So in some religions, you have the kursus kawin or something like that. Maybe a mental health screening can be incorporated, not mandatorily, or should be suggested to be incorporated into such things. Alright? Next, the law and justice reform. Okay. Anyone knows if you abuse a person, a lady, or your wife, what happens? What is the sentence? Is it the death sentence? Not so heavy, okay? So, some people, the public basically, they don't know what is the charges, you know. So, when you don't know, you don't care. That might not hinder you from doing domestic violence. And another thing is, why women, they don't want to report their cases is because they are afraid. When they press charges, they are afraid that they might lose custody of their child, their property, and they might become economically dependent. And another thing about the law and justice system which needs improvement is the fast-track acquisition of an IPO. So IPO stands for Interim Protection Order. So I'll give you a scenario. Just say a wife is beaten now. She goes and makes a police report that her husband has allegedly hit her, and she's afraid for her safety. So what the police will do, they will release a referral letter to the welfare center. The welfare center has to take her to the courts, and the courts will release this letter. So basically, when you have this piece of paper, the abuser cannot come and harm you. He cannot be in a certain, it's like a restraining order, okay? He cannot harm you, he cannot engage other people to come and harm you, and you're given protection. But the process, the duration it takes to obtain this letter can take up to months. And in that point of time, so long, you have no protection. Anyone can just come and beat you or hit you, and that is why women are so afraid. If they make a police report, nobody's going to protect them. Okay, the next thing is enable survivors to obtain protection without prosecution. Okay, so some wives or girlfriends, when they are hit by their partner, they don't want to go and press charges or prosecute the guy because all they want is protection. They don't want anything to happen to this person. They don't want him to go to jail or serve a life sentence. So they say, I just want protection, but I don't want anything to happen to him. There are cases like that. And that is why sometimes they don't make the report, because some women feel, okay, just say, they will start to downplay their scenario. So they'll be thinking, oh, I just got slapped, it wasn't so hard. I don't need to go and make a report. Poor guy will be caught by the police. I have a high pain threshold. Although he punched me, I didn't feel much. It's okay. He doesn't deserve to get caught. So because of that, so they should place things in order where women can get the protection they need without press charging against the perpetrator. Okay, the next is empowering responders. So here you have formal and informal responders. Formal being the police, the legal system, healthcare workers. Informal is the general public, maybe your family members, so that you'll be given the right advice. Like you saw in the video earlier, where Priya's mother told her, look, although you're being beaten up, you're bruised, you're bleeding, stay with the man. That's really not good advice. So you need to empower the public as well. And all frontline state service providers and court officers will receive comprehensive training. Okay, they need to know how to respond. And sensitizing and training police and healthcare workers. So what's happening nowadays is with social media, a lot of people are desensitized to violence, because you see a lot of violent things going on social media, and there's no really action, not much action taken, so you're quite used to seeing these things. What the media needs to do is desensitize them to domestic violence. So I can give you a brief, little history for myself. When I was working in the emergency department before this, so I used to be managing the red zone or the yellow zone, wherever it was. And it's the emergency medical officer who has to see domestic violence cases, right? The OSCC. So when they come and tell me, like, look, there's an OSCC case, first thing, they will hide your OSCC case, What importance is that to me? I have a patient who has a myocardial infarct is going on, I need a streptokinase and just refer him to do PCI. And here some lady comes in without any bruises just to get a medical checkup. You don't see the gravity of that problem as a medical officer, and I'm guilty as charged along with all my colleagues who work in the emergency hospital, emergency department, because all of us shared that same sentiment. Attending to an OSCC case was just an extra work for us. So we just saw them, treated them like a bag of organs, just looking at what their problems is, no issue, nothing, I'll just make my referral. So this is how we need to sensitize healthcare workers and tell them, look, these kind of problems are very significant. They need to see a broken heart the same way they see a myocardial infarct. Okay, and then one-stop crisis center. So it's a good thing the government has implemented, but it's mostly available in tertiary hospitals or secondary district hospitals. So in the primary healthcare settings, not so many. And in the private healthcare sectors, there are no OSCCs which we know of. So maybe it could be established there as well. And all of them should share a standard operating procedure. So if you go to any hospital, there's the same flow chart of how to manage an abused person. Okay, now we go to raising awareness. Okay, how's your awareness right now? Are you all okay? Am I raising your awareness? Fine, huh? Okay, good. So through social media, we need to destigmatize the phenomenon. A lot of people don't report their cases because they are afraid of the stigma. Like, imagine celebrities or people who hold high status in the society. Imagine if the society finds out, comes to know that they've been abused by their husband. They wouldn't like that. So that's the one thing which hinders them. But once we destigmatize this problem, probably more people will go and report their cases. Okay, and then interventions at the microsystem, recommendations at the microsystem, because family is one place where behavior is formed and children learn by seeing what their parents do. Like we all know the social learning theory, the Bobo doll experiment. A child sees an adult eating something aggressively, he does it the same, right? So we need to start with the families. And in some countries, they have this program where it's called a home visitation, where trained nurses go and evaluate high-risk families to see the situation, to give them education, to prevent further abuse. Okay, meso system. So this is based in the schools, like I said earlier. This program called Safe Dates. So this basically teaches adolescents, students, what is abuse, how to recognize it, how to respond. And a macro system, tackling gender norms. Okay, how many of the guys wish this was their life? Being served breakfast in bed. Nobody. Lying or? No. Okay, yeah. So look at what media is doing. How they portray women. You know, they portray them as the submissive type, the passive type. Their job is just to serve the men. You know, maybe those guys in the 1950s and 60s benefited a lot from all this, but in our generation, women are equal. So, and sometimes it should be the men down there as well, okay? And look at all these advertisements. Anything to do with home products or cleaning products, whose face is there? Women. Yeah, so these things should be changed. Only then you can change your culture. Okay, financial independence. Right, okay, we are coming to the end of my slides, huh? Don't worry. Now, so this, what's important is because when women, they are afraid to lose their financial independence. Once they detach from their husbands, they are left alone, they don't have any means, how are they going to make money? So that's one of the issues. But then, if there are certain marketplaces where women can, you know, be technopreneurs and earn money, it will be less of a worry for them. So look at this old lady making money like a boss. Okay? So it's not only important to teach them life skills, you need to teach them how to be tech savvy as well. Because in this day and age, learning how to use a computer can make you a lot of money. And by the way, this is my wife. So this is called Jobs for Caring Moms. So this is like a women's organization where they empower women basically. And it's also on Facebook. So this place is like, they give emotional and economical support. Economical support in the sense, I've seen this page on how it works. You can sell anything on this page and the whole group will support and buy a product. Literally, basically, if you pick up some stones by the side of the road and sell it in landscaping stores, people will buy it, you know, and that is how they support one another. And I thought it was a very good idea. So what is my role in this? So my role is being my wife's driver, how men can support. This group is actually a bunch of angry women. I've seen it before, and I told my wife I'm not going to come in again because all they complain about is men. my husband is, my husband is, I hate that guy. So I told my wife, look, from now on I'm just going to drop it there. So now we come to inclusivity of why we should include men. I mean, apart from men being the main perpetrators, I feel they should be invited to promote gender equality. And they should always support women, whether it's like this or in other ways. And you should always support women. I lost my train of thought. Support them during the fun times and the times when they really need your help. So my dad used to always tell me, Kishore, when you get married, remember there's 3 places where you need to keep your woman. In your mind, okay, you need to keep her on your shoulders, support her all the time, and her best interest must always be in your heart. I'm sure all of you know that saying, a happy wife means a happy life. An unhappy wife means run for your life. Okay, and finally, as Peter pointed out earlier, more research needs to be done to understand the dimensions of domestic violence. And okay, this picture, basically we all need to work together. Why I put this picture is because I feel if there's a problem, you need to plan how to tackle it. First of all, you need enough manpower. Everyone needs to pull in the same direction at the same time. And that is how we hope our government, our non-governmental agencies can work together to solve domestic violence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ishwan. So thank you for the complete transformation from legislator to someone who is advocating recommendation against violence. So the next part will be very interesting. We have managed to seek up someone, a guru from Nepal, who's currently working as security guard in Malaysia. So we welcome Ram Nazrul Bahadur.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Peter, for inviting me. So I would like to share my experience. This is what we do to empower our women. So to empower women, we have to teach them, even men, a bit of self-defense. So as you can see from our short film, you see like the part where Pia was choked and abused by the husband, the bad Kishwan. Yeah, this is the good version. So there are some self-defense methods that can be used. It's very simple. It can easily be learned. So to empower the women, how to self-defend.
Self-defense essentials to protect yourself. In a self-defense situation, your ready stance is going to give you your best chances of staying on your feet and remaining balanced, generating power when you strike, and ultimately being ready to escape quickly. Stagger your feet by taking your right leg in the back if you're right-handed, left leg in the back if you're left-handed. Bend your knees and bring your back heel slightly off of the ground. Hands are up in front of your face with your elbows pointed down to the ground. Palms are forward, chin is tucked, shoulders are shrugged up slightly. You want to set an effective boundary. Use short, concise action words. You're going to be making eye contact and using a deep, loud belly voice to do so.
Stop! Back up! Back up now!
When striking in self-defense, you want to aim for vulnerable areas in order to give yourself the best opportunity to slow, stun, or stop him long enough for you to get away. Those 4 main places we're aiming for are going to be the eyes, the throat, the nose, and also the groin. You can use your entire body as a weapon to strike with in a self-defense situation where you have to escape. We're going to start with the heel of your palm. This strike would be going to the nose on somebody. You want to use your hips and your shoulders and rotate them in order to generate power. Here's what it looks like. Use your shin bone to target the groin, anywhere from the bottom of your knee to your instep. That's where you tie your shoelaces. I generate power by pushing off the ground, driving my knee up, and then flicking my foot out, making contact with the groin. Use elbow strikes to target the throat. You want to fold your arm completely. And if I'm sending a forward elbow to the throat, I'd make contact with the flat part right below the tip of my elbow. Right here. I'm rotating my hips, my shoulders, and my same side foot in order to generate power. If I want to send this elbow behind, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to rotate the opposite foot. This time I'm making contact with the flat part right above the tip of my elbow, right to the throat. Use your knee to strike to the groin if you're close to him or if he's close to you. I fold my leg completely, making contact with the very top of my knee. And this is going to go directly to the groin. I'm going to grab him so that I can increase power, fold the knee, right to the groin. The most effective way to strike to the eyes is by connecting your fingers and your thumbs together to make a really strong point. From here, I could send one or the other, or I could send both strikes right to the eyes. To defend against a choke from the front, you want to bring your hands up as quickly as possible, keeping your arms straight and connecting your upper arms to your ears. Keep your arms straight as you make a quick rotation to break the choke. Drop your elbows, turn into your ready stance. Deliver strikes to increase your opportunity to get away. Kick to the groin, palm strikes to the nose. To defend against choke from behind, we're going to do the same thing. As the choke comes on, you want to bring your hands up quickly. Arms are straight, ears and upper arms are connected. This time I'm going to make a full rotation to break the choke all the way towards him. I bring my elbows down, strike. Kick to the groin, palm strikes to the face, run to someplace safe. Defend yourself on the ground against someone who's standing up by taking one foot and bringing it close to your butt. The other leg is going to be bent with your knee in close to your chest and your toes pulled back. In order to kick to create space to get up, I want to lift my hips up as high as possible. I can aim for the knee, I can aim for the groin, or if he's coming in on me, I can aim for the face. Defend yourself from a bear hug from the front, that's somebody coming in and grabbing you, by doing the following. As the grab comes in, I drop my center of gravity. I'm going to use my hands to strike to the groin to get his hips back. I use the heel of my palm against the hip to keep enough space to knee. I can kick to the groin, palm strikes to the face. Run to someplace safe. To defend against a bear hug or grab from behind, as it comes on, I drop my center of gravity. I shift my hips to the side to open up the groin. Use the palm of my hand, strike to the groin. Keep striking to the groin until the grip loosens, and then I can elbow to the face with that elbow behind, turn in, palm strike, kick to the groin.
Okay, how was it? Interested to try? Okay, for a short demo, I will call my trusted sidekick, Ram Suriram Fauzi. Okay, did you notice she always repeated one word, one frequent word from the video? Anyone can answer it? Right. This is very dangerous. Wow, Wendy is only interested in the groin. No. Sorry, it's incorrect. Another one, a very important word.
Right.
Hands please. Stance. No? Are you sure? No.
Run.
Run, yes. Someone please give. Run is also that is more important. So, from all of this technique, the important part is you want to run away from the attacker. You don't want to offend him more because he will get very angry and you kena lagi tu. Okay, so from the video we need to have a stance. So you do a stance according to your strongest part of the body. So if the right side, your behind leg is your right leg is okay. Can you show? Okay, very good stance. Next. Okay, set boundaries. Okay, can you see from the Mr. Bean? Okay. Set like a gap for himself. So how to clear the gap? You push the competitor away, so you have gap. When you have gaps, you can strike the attacker with your hands or with your body part. So next. So your whole body is your weapon. So you can use as you like. So you can use your hand, you can use the palm, you can use your kneecap, your shin, your foot, and also sometimes if you are tall enough, you can part the attacker. So like me, I'm tall, so I can get part. Okay, next. Okay, so we do the practical part. So for the first one is the demonstration. So, okay, when the attacker comes and choke you, so what do? Okay, this is like the belly position. Twist, don't do belly, huh? Okay, twist, then strike the hand, then strike the attacker. Okay, this one from the gut. Okay, so this is the scenario. Okay, when the attacker push you down, so what do? One leg straight, the other leg close to your body, maybe can close to your chest, so like ready to strike. Okay. So when the attacker comes, you can use the leg to attack, whether the hip or the groin. Like Mania, she likes the groin. Okay, you know. Okay, other. Okay. Okay, then if the attacker is too close, you hit her. Okay. Okay, next one. The bear hug. Hey, sorry. I forgot to show you. If you were choked from behind, so what do you do? Same. Belly positions. Twist. Sit. Strike. Okay. Faster. Okay, next one is the bear hug. So, anybody likes to hug? So, this is bear hug. Strike the hand. Okay? Okay, strike the six. Okay, let me do it. Okay, we do it fast. So how about when you were hug from behind? Okay, same principle. Okay, lower your body. Okay, hit the hand. Strike your hand. Strike the hand. Use your elbow. Okay. Then strike the hand. Okay, alright. This is extra. So the common occurrence in Indonesia is nasty. Okay, so what we do? You have the victim. Okay. Okay, what to do? Turn quickly. Strike the hand. Hit them. Then run away. Okay, we do it fast. Okay, anybody want to try? Volunteer? Oh, don't lah. One. Faster lah. No! I'm going to use my groin for a long time. You touch my groin. I haven't used it yet. Okay, you choose which scenario. Okay, you know what to do? Lower your body, strike the hand, and just able to strike the hand. The other bit, you turn, you strike the hand. Okay, just do it. Oh, more importantly, if one more surprise. So if the attacker use with motorbike, so what you do? Just let go of the bag because your life is small. Go to the bag lah. This is a Gucci bag. Okay, that's all for my demonstration. Oh, it's me again. So now I'm not be Ram Suridam, but I'll be another. So after all the lectures you have heard from my colleagues, so another interesting thing I will do is we do the experiment. So let us.
Sound.
Okay, this one we import a very special actor from Egypt. Okay, let us go to it. Okay, this is a common scene. Shopping. So let us see what this students do. Okay, contemplating. Okay. Anyway, this is quite very good. Okay, apa ni? Where's he coming? Okay, this is for another angle. Very good actor. Okay, runway. Oh, this is the concert room. Very good actor.
You are insane. Can you next time?
Okay, this one. Guys, what should I do? Should I take this guy? This girl, it looks like she wants to interview, but okay, no, thanks. Okay, here you come.
You're healthy people at home, you first one.
Okay, this is the interview with one of the. She said like she wanted to help, but she felt that in Malay said segan, very like embarrassed to interview. This is also another girl. She also stated the same reason. She wanted to intervene, but she didn't know how. She also feel afraid. Stop. Okay. Very convincing. Okay, pause. So, what do you guys think? So, that one was taken at the holiday of 6th college. So, what do you guys think? Any?
It's good to interfere sometimes.
But some like those two girls, they wanted like to help, but they didn't know how. And they got afraid. Maybe because of the actor, because it's large size, so might let them. Okay, this is another big. So this is at near the football field at the again we got the same. Okay, what the hell? Oh, it's same white guy. But he's like so. Okay, this girl is interesting. She's like, what the hell? Should I act? So she's like on the second level of transtheoretical model. Pre-contemplation, contemplate. You want to intervene or not? Okay, so the scenes get heated up. This guy also contemplating. This girl also following her. I think this is his boyfriend. Okay, heated up. There's the hero there. Okay, this is from a different view. Okay, you can see the same guys who wear the red shirt. He's contemplating. Should I act or not? Should I act or not? Okay, then he acted. Okay, he said it's not proper to shout at women in the open place. He said it's very wrong, but he knows the act is wrong, but he's still contemplating to act. But until the late stages, then he acted and he tried to intervene. Okay. So after being interviewed by Ishwan, he said that he will act in the future. Okay. This is take three. This is sorry for the amateur video. Argue. So, still reading, still don't know what to do. Okay, she's called a stupid. Very convincing, from the education. Yeah, still so this is from the reverse. So this guy is like having his coffee. Okay, this guy is reading like, okay, still reading, nothing happened. Okay. He didn't trust that he still drinks his coffee. Okay.
Every day you are meeting me there, but why you are talking?
You can see the same white guy trying to be the hero.
Because you're trying to cover the camera. Huh? Try to cover
Okay,
the
so
camera.
this one we try to intervene. So this guy, this is like from this side. Oh, there you go. Try to solve the situation. You can see here? That guy just drinking his coffee during the talking about rights, his right, men's supremacy, blah 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 blah. There's also two person here, but also just okay. This is another one is taken from the bus stop. Okay, this is where things get more heated. Okay, I've seen, but I don't know what to do. Okay, what the hell happened? Okay, I just there. Okay, I just open my. Okay, this kakak. Okay, what the hell happened? Okay, I'm just waiting for my bus. Please go away. A bit violent. Then, ayo, what to do? Okay, this guy. Yeah, I just leave lah. I don't care. Go other place. I pretend my bus has arrived. Actually, no bus arrived. Okay, this guy. Should I intervene or not? Should I intervene or not? This guy also. Okay, those other two like become masih bawang, just play the handphone. Okay. Still nobody try to interfere, even though the usage of physical act. Okay, so preparing the tudung, prepare the bus came, but the bus never came. This is from another angle. So they still haven't done anything. Now she's thinking pretend nothing happened. Still, but she's still taking interest of it, but didn't act. So this is what Kishwan have said before this bystander. So any hey Mani, did you get your first just now? So any comments from the social experiment? Anyone to add or want to comment about quickly?
A lot of, I don't know, but like from the video itself, we saw a lot of women as kind of like people that are the bystanders and stuff like that. Don't you think like it's, because Ahmad is a decent sized guy, a well-built guy, don't you think like us being like, not us women, but like in the videos, being like the more timid, that's why they don't help, because what if he shifted his anger and attention from Gita towards them, you know? So I think that's why they
maybe
don't help.
one we didn't change, maybe we should change from the from our Egyptian actor, maybe we should change to maybe Fauzi, maybe
maybe like that too. Yeah, helpful.
Why don't you like use several actors just to compare if size doesn't count?
That's why we didn't have enough funds.
We didn't have
take Fauzi, bigger person will come and meet him.
That's okay. That's okay.
No,
There was an interview after that.
It's not that ready.
But culture also matters.
Yeah, culture also matters.
Maybe in some culture, despite the size and small of a man, if somebody has, especially young people, when they see this kind of things, they try to interpret. But maybe, for example, in some culture, they consider it as like if they're praying is not polite.
Yeah. But as you can see from the video, there are a few individuals, they want to see the video, but they don't know how. They are afraid.
At least they can say
Yeah.
something.
Actually, that's the good part. People already contemplating to act, but haven't do the action. So this is what we do to empower our society. We change from the step of contemplation to the action. So this is what our message from this experiment. Okay, because of the, I just pass to
our group thinks that we have gone through the whole cycle of situational analysis. Why does it occur? What are the effects and what can we do? But as what Dr. Maslino always emphasizes is what can we do when we go back later. So an additional part of our final part presentation is we decided to come up with a program that we want to do. How to stop care. Any guesses for what is WE?
Women at home.
Yes! I didn't plant it, huh? So it is women empowerment and care. So we want to focus on both women empowerment and also women-oriented care. Okay? So objective, short term, we want to build capacity of our healthcare professional, and also we want to raise awareness among our community. Long term, we want to change things at the top, integrated services and public policy changes that we are aiming for. Then women empowerment is where we want to use our capacity as healthcare professionals to influence and to participate, to initiate activities that are sustainable, that will result in women empowerment in our communities. For example, what Kishwan has done, what his wife has done now. So like certain things like motivational activities, small-scale economic activities, learning programs, and these kind of activities where we focus on improving the access, the positive mood, their self-image, their power, their decision-making will result in empowerment, and in long term, an empowered woman will bring empowered children, and this continues towards the, among the communities. Okay, so areas to work on will be health. First, we will improve access to quality services. Second, social events, learning outcomes, economic opportunity. Don't think that we are only in health. So like for functions and for anything that we want to find, we can support this kind of women in our communities and empower them. Next, build support networks with other agencies. Do not think that women empowerment, domestic violence is only among women and community. We as the companies, we can also chip in to build a network and multi-agency collaboration to make this initiative a sustainable one. So that's women-centered care. Women-centered care is very it's more to our heart actually. So it is a philosophy of maternity care that provides a holistic approach whereby the expectation, the needs of the women, we as the healthcare system will be responsive towards them, and it is individual tailored to their needs. Okay. So it is this is not referencing to anyone, but we think that this in providing this women-centered care, our system is already there, but we must reorient them. As what someone has said recently, the boat, we don't need to change the boat, but we need to change the engine. Okay? Without reference to anyone. So we have already personalized care and family doctor concept in that. Personalized care is where our midwife actually take care of postnatal and maternity leave. While family doctor concept is when we already assign this kind of healthcare professional to take care of certain places and certain communities. So why not extend these services to actually look out for any possible violence, and if there is, follow them up. So OSCC is very good in that it provides integrated approach, but it is a one touch and go process. So you come, you see, but there is no follow-up. But we have the capacity because we have the network of KKs, we have clinics in the community clinics, and we have the professionals. So why not identify these high-risk women, and then we monitor them, we empower them, and then even if we don't help these women, we will help their future generation. We will help the community. Okay. So responsiveness towards violence, we train our professionals, and we make our healthcare professionals that are competent, sensitive, responsive toward mental health and also violence prevention among women. We strengthen the health capacity of our healthcare, and we raise awareness among communities. This is where we can engage community leaders, religious groups, and schools to join in our effort. And of course, we can partner with other ministries, NGOs, and legal bodies. So roll-up plan, we will want to first strengthen our capacity, we orient our services. Second, to raise awareness, build networks, multi-agency cooperation. And in the future, we want to build an integrated services where it covers the whole life course of women and roll out social media to increase the outreach. So this is the app that we are really thinking about. Good. Okay, so sustainability is the next favorite question. Okay, so how do we improve sustainability of these services? So important is to involve the community, to involve all the agencies, and to continually evaluate, monitor, and improvise our program. And of course, the capacity building of a competent healthcare professional is our vital competence. And by that, our model actually uses the community organization model, which is similar to COSPAN, whereby we actively mobilize, organize the community, actively participate them in decision making. We make the initiative sustainable, and from time to time we provide feedback back to them. Okay, so bringing up all together, we have covered the whole essential public health functions of. First, we see whether what is the problem, diagnose and investigate, see the risk factors, the impacts. Then we inform, educate, empower, mobilize the community, and develop policies through the web we can, and by training our own healthcare professionals linked to care, identify vulnerable communities, see breakthrough barriers to care, enforce the regulations, and evaluate from time to time. This is our approach to actually recognize the problem, see what we can do and roll out to integrate and involve the community in our operation, in our weekend program. Thank you. So, the last part, final part of our presentation. So we would like to invite the mass and the community to officiate our program.
Vas-y.
Okay.